Is that our music?
No, I was committed, so I grabbed the music I had.
Okay.
We'll have it at the end.
Nothing like to confuse me. And it doesn't take much at my age. Welcome to the Affection Connection. I am Ron Kolek, your life god of love. Yes. And with me is the girl, the woman, the person behind everything that I do, St. Jan. Still don't know why they call her Saint, but that's
Yeah, I'm sure you don't.
And the other part of this menage a trois is the guy that keeps it all together and puts the R in relationship, Mr. Lou Blasi.
I still don't know what that means, but I'll take it.
Either do I. Anyway, so here we are back again, our sixth show. Never thought it would last. It was a one-off that we'd go out there and it's getting good response. And we can't do it, by the way, without you. So send in your questions and everything else. And by the way, we've got the disclaimer, which is as we do every week.
Yes.
Yes. We are not what?
We are not professionals. We have no training. We have no education about these things. All we have is life experience.
Right. And the show is for entertainment purposes.
Oh, and
only.
by the way, I want to say, if you're in an abuse situation, anything with physical harm or fear or something like that, go find somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Right.
Exactly. Yes.
And not into the arms of another man.
What?
Don't go into the arms of another man. I was giving perfectly good advice there.
Okay. Yeah. But all I'm saying is go find advice from people who know what they're talking about.
Right.
A little bit more than we do.
Well, I'm just saying, just don't find comfort in another man.
Fair enough. That's not bad advice.
Yeah. Cause more trouble. Right?
Yep.
Because there are some idiots out there. I mean, look at that poor woman that got shot in the head there.
Oh, I didn't hear the story.
Oh, yeah, you have. You just don't remember it.
Okay.
It happened in Salem. The guy, she had a restraining order and against her boyfriend, husband, I forget what it was. And then, it expired. The judge wouldn't give her another one. She moved to Salem and he waited for her outside of work and shot her. Oh, then killed himself, luckily enough. You know what?
Oh, good.
Listen, if a guy is not going to pay attention to the laws about murder, he's not going to pay attention to a restraining order.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, whatever. I don't know.
If he can't have her, nobody else can have her. That's his attitude.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah.
So we are back at the Affection Connection because we are. I have no reason why. But
we enjoy it.
Yes, we do.
We do enjoy it. And people enjoy it, I believe it or not. I mean, that's the frightening part about this whole thing is people have actually said it helped them. So whatever.
Even better.
But I just realized that I have no questions here. So
what happened?
And I took care of all you guys.
Do you want me to bring you questions?
No, I have my questions in a thing. I can go get them.
Hang on.
So when I just read the first question. Just read the first question. I get them and go get them because all the ones we miss. I mean, people have been sending them, and we always don't get to them all. So somebody read the first question, then we'll just carry on from there.
Okay, you going to wait for the first question before you go?
No, just go.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I've been married for 13 years now, and I've not been vaccinated for the COVID virus. My wife has. Now, she refuses to have sex with me because she's afraid of catching COVID. I think she read something online about being able to catch it when having sex. Can you explain to her that everything you read on the internet isn't necessarily true?
I think he's asking the wrong question if you ask me.
Well, no, he inadvertently asked the exact right question. Yes, everything on the internet you read on the internet is not necessarily true.
Right. Unlike the show.
But she lives with the guy.
Yes.
And that's not exposing her, but somehow sex is. That's where she draws the line.
In all fairness, you can be in the room with a person who has COVID and you might not catch it.
Yeah.
But if you sit on his lap, you may catch it.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, pretty much, and this is, I think, in any marriage, and Jan, you correct me if I'm wrong, but if one partner is sick, more than likely, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it. There's no avoiding it.
Right, for the most part. So I think there's a little bit more going on in this scenario than just.
Ooh, she's getting deep here.
That's true of every conflict and every relationship, isn't there?
What's
It's
that?
very rarely about the thing that we're discussing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's certainly not the end of it. So you think she's using it as an excuse?
Personally, I do, yes.
Yeah.
But he should have gotten the the shots.
Don't
That's
get me. Don't get me.
okay.
into
I know.
vaccination.
I know. That's my opinion. I see no reason why somebody can't just get the
We're all going to die if
shot.
we get the booster shot. By the way,
We're all going to die
All
sometime
right,
anyway.
so you're a vaxxer and you're an anti-vaxxer.
no, I'm a vaxxer.
Oh, you're a vaxxer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very conservative.
Until I die, and then I'll say, "Whoops, I was wrong."
I'm very conservative. He's more moderate.
Well, I'm conservative, but I've been vaccinated,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
not because it's not a statement on its effectiveness or its ineffectiveness or whatever it is. It's just you have to live. I want to go places. I want to do things, and
Right.
I assessed the situation and thought that getting vaccinated would give me a little bit more freedom. So that's why I did it.
Exactly.
And the other part of this, and I think that's kind of an important part of this thing is that it also gives other people comfort knowing that you've been vaccinated.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And
I guess,
so
but
I think that's part of her problem.
No one ever
is
asked
she
me.
she is probably, and this is all conjecture, of course, because we don't know all the details on it. She is probably really scared of this virus thing, and she's afraid of it. So this is, she's probably not happy that he is not vaccinated.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like the line in the sand thing.
Right.
It's like, okay, I don't know. That's my belief.
I think that's more. I think that's more to the point. I think you're right, Jen. It's about other things, but I think this is how she is putting her foot down.
Yeah.
This is the
Exactly.
final twist of the knife to try to get him vaccinated.
Yep, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with you.
Well, he's got a decision to make, and I don't want to question his reasons for not being vaccinated.
Right.
There can be many of them, and some of them are probably valid. But
I just read recently.
Oh, I would. If it makes her happy, do the freaking vaccination. You're not going to die. I haven't died yet.
I was reading Ask Marilyn. There's a supplement in the Sunday Lawrence paper, and somebody always writes in and she answers one question. And the question was, why do you think that a lot of people don't want to get vaccinated? And her answer was, she thinks a lot of people are just very afraid of needles.
Yeah.
That may be the case.
oh, there's a whole anti-vaxxing sentiment,
Oh, there is. Yes, I get that.
and I believe this is going to get me in trouble.
When doesn't it?
I believe this is partly political theater. I think this is a payoff to pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
Let's look at this. If you want to get into this, maybe you don't want to get into this. Let's look at the whole booster shot routine.
Oh, I don't want to go into vaccination.
Okay, so we won't go into it.
Good idea. We have a lot of questions, and,
Yep.
and we've missed them over the things. And yes, vaccination is an interesting, and we could go on all day on vaccination. So,
But in his case,
I do appreciate it.
In this case, this is a relationship case where you have to reconcile your different viewpoints on things.
Right.
And he's got to make a decision about what his priority is, whether it's his anti-vaxxing stance or his relationship with his wife.
It's both edges of the knife here. She has to make it.
Yep.
She has, evidently, according to
Yep.
what it is, and to him, he has to decide. Okay, he can wait till this all blows over, or he can go out and get vaccinated, and everything will be cool again, because then he can have sex again, and then everything will be good.
Yep.
But evidently, it's my opinion. I really feel that she's really afraid of this whole thing, and this is what it is. So I don't know. So
It's a relationship Mexican standoff.
So yes, yes, everything you read on the internet is not true. That's our answer.
That is true.
And as far as the vaccination thing, you've heard our opinions on it from the three of us. So you decide on that.
We're all vaccinated, right?
Yes.
We are.
And I will get the booster when it's, when we can get it.
Yep.
So carrying on.
Okay.
Yes.
2, my husband and I have been married for 37 years. He has difficulty in hearing.
What?
If we watch a movie or show together, he is constantly asking me what they said or turns the volume up so high that I think my ears are going to burst. Can you help me solve this problem?
I can.
Okay.
Closed caption.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's the easiest thing in the world, and it doesn't affect anything. Jan and I watch, as you know, we watch a lot of British TV, and despite the saying language, it's difficult to understand them at times. So we put the closed caption on, and we still listen, but we have the closed caption on so we can see if anything we miss. And that's what I would recommend. It's a simple solution. It's got nothing to do with your hearing or anything. It's just that you can hear clearer with it on. That's my simple solution to the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. My Jan and I, we have kind of the same issue. She's got some hearing issues. Not that I have the greatest hearing in the world. I've been working in audio all my life, but she has some hearing issues, and I didn't do closed caption before her. And now we watch everything in closed caption, and it's just easier.
It's not a big deal, is it?
It's not a big deal.
No.
I have hearing problems as well. Mine is tinnitus, and hearing aids won't help with that.
Yep.
And it's very, very frustrating. So I would say that if he has to have the TV up so loud that it hurts her, that's not fair to her.
Yep. It's closed caption.
Yeah.
You got to give a little bit. You can't.
So you're supposed to be circling these numbers so that I know they're done.
I'm checking it off.
No, because I have to one that reads the ones we miss. So.
I mean, obviously you can get a hearing aid, but that's expensive for a lot of people.
Yeah,
at this
and
point.
people don't want them and whatever. I mean, you can still, it's TV. It doesn't say anything else about any other part of their lives that they mention.
So circle.
The only thing
Yes,
that
please.
bothers me about closed caption is I have to turn it off for the football games.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's so hard, right? No, it's not hard.
Well, it's a little pain in the neck. It's one of those little pain things. It's not hard. But,
Yeah, it's one of those tedious things in life.
Yeah.
It's a nuisance.
So I'm going to go back on one that we missed, and this is from Infection Connection. Wait a minute, where is this? Oh, Affection Connection 5. So this was last one. If by the way, if we did read this, then you can correct me or
Okay.
just do a quick shot on it. I am a married woman who loves my husband very much. I am fairly attractive and seem to catch the eyes of men when I go out with the girls, even though I wear a wedding ring. They try to buy me drinks and start up conversation. How can I discourage this? I think we talked similar, but I don't think we did take that.
We had a
one.
similar one, but yeah.
So what's that thought? It's not on your list. This is one of the ones we missed. So what's your thoughts?
So go over the specifics again. They try to talk to her and buy her drinks.
Well, she goes out. She's fairly attractive. She attracts other men, and they hit on her. So basically, that's what it is.
Yeah,
because she's out with the girls, right?
Yeah, she already wears.
She has a wedding ring.
Yeah. I don't know. You just have to deal with it. I mean,
do you?
Just nicely say, I'm not interested. I'm married. I'm just here with my lady friends.
I'm going to get sexist here.
You can do that.
A lot of this with women is self-inflicted in terms of, in terms of they think they're clear with men, but they aren't. You know what I mean? Men are trained to not take no for an answer. So if you have that,
get that shovel going.
I understand. But if someone's trying to hit on you and you're married and you are cute with them, you're giving them a little bit of a yes.
Wait a minute. It doesn't say anything. She was cute with them. She says she doesn't like it and everything. So
no, the fact is she doesn't. The question implies she doesn't know how to stop these guys, and the way to stop these guys is to be clear with them.
They still try to buy me drink and strike up conversations.
Yeah,
so.
And
she feels that my wedding ring. Stay away.
If they're still trying,
electric fence sign.
If they're still trying, they're seeing an opening. So the idea is just be crystal clear.
Right.
They see an opening or they imagine an opening. I think there's a difference. I don't know the situation, so what how much she is encouraging or not, and from the tone of it, I would think she's not encouraging it. But I mean, I'm just going out with her girls. Why?
And this is a problem with men. I get this, but it's not enough to not encourage. You have to discourage. In other words, I'm married. It's not appropriate me talking to you. It's nice to meet you. Thank you.
Exactly.
So if you saw a herd of women, you would
see, you just got in more trouble than I did that whole last 2 minutes.
You would go hit on one of them, take a stray. Is that what you're telling me?
Maybe.
Wow. That's why they run in packs, so you don't do that.
I understand. But if you engage with a woman,
yes,
and she doesn't shut you down, and you can do it nicely, you don't have to be,
Right.
aggressive about it. If she doesn't shut you down, you have an opening.
All right.
And that's what makes men continue.
So I have pretty much my opinion on this. So I want to know from, first of all, the woman's point of view and also the male point of view. How would you shut him down, Janet?
Okay.
Precisely. I come over and hit you and say,
Exactly.
hey
I would
there,
very
honey.
nicely, but very unequivocally
Tell me,
say,
I'm him. I'm hitting on you. Want a drink, honey?
certainly not. Certainly not. I'm married. I'm here with my friends. I'm not interested in hitting or what's what I'm looking- meeting.
See that? She's flabbergasted.
Right.
See, it doesn't even have to be that aggressive. It's kind of, I appreciate the offer, but I'm married and I'm here with my friends and I'm going to spend time with them. Thank you. Good night.
Very good, Lou.
Yeah. Don't let
Very
the door hit you. Don't let the ass hit you. What the hell is it?
In so many words,
Don't
yes.
let the door hit you
your
in the ass
on the
when
way
you're.
out, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go.
If you flirt, if you joke back and forth, that's perceived as an opening by men.
Oh yeah.
Of course it is.
Can't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's flirting.
You accept the drink, that's flirting.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just the way it is.
Okay.
So just be clear. That's all. You don't have to be vicious. You don't have to be aggressive. All you have to do is be clear.
You can wear a sign that says I'm married. Get the f- out of here.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's one way to do it. That would get it done.
Okay. Next question. Hopefully we answered that. I think we did.
I work in a retail store. I'm a male. One day a coworker asked me to pick her up and drive her home from work because her car died. She didn't have the money to get it fixed, so she asked me if I would mind helping her out for a while she saved to get it fixed. I said I'd be happy to. Well, a while was turned into 13 months. Sometimes I stop on the way in and we get coffee, which I pay for. Not once has she even offered to pay for gas or coffee. When I ask her about how the car saving is coming along, she says it's getting there. I see her post on Facebook and she seems to have money to go to concerts and other events. How can I end this situation?
Easy.
Got a gun. No, I'm just kidding. I do not condone violence.
It's the same answer as the last question. Be clear.
Oh, okay.
He's not being clear.
So tone, not the same answer.
Well, she's definitely taken advantage of him, especially not offering to pay for gas.
Yep.
So he needs to put his foot down and say, well, this has been going on for 13 months. And, you haven't made any effort to pay me for gas or anything. Never reciprocated buying me coffee once in a while. So I think you need to find alternate transportation.
Or if he doesn't have the noochies to do that, just wait till the winter comes. Then don't put the heat on in the car and just say it's broken and I can't afford to pay for it. I'm just saying.
That's a Ron response, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, oh,
just suddenly. Well, the other thing you can do alternately is, I mean, although it's silly to go this.
Oh, you can move, get another job.
It's silly to go the scenic route on this, but one other way you can go about it is, look, our schedule isn't quite the same anymore. I've got to do some other things in the morning. You're going to have to find other transportation.
Yeah.
That doesn't get him his money back, but at least it relieves him of the day-to-day
Well, he didn't lend
obligation.
her any money. It's not like.
Oh, he didn't give her money for the. Oh, she hasn't repaired, right? He hasn't given her money for the repair. He's just riding her in and out of work.
Yeah, it's just riding in and out of work.
But
He wants to break that cycle.
Very least, she should have compensated him for the gas.
Or at least offered to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy him a coffee once in a while.
Exactly.
She doesn't even do that, I guess. So he's
Right,
pretty
that's
much, we don't know the situation. He could be a mild little meek girl, a guy, and he could be like, she could be like a model. So, she's just like using him basically.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. But if she's attractive, she's probably used to this kind of thing.
So how do we, save his butt here?
We just said that.
Well, he's got to decide what he wants. But I would say, if he doesn't want to just drive, if the thing is he doesn't want to drive her anymore, then, like I said, come up with a different schedule. I got to do something else. I have another obligation in the morning. I can't take you into work anymore.
Yeah.
Or
the
straightforward route is always great. It's like, this situation isn't really working out for me. I feel like this is all one way.
Yeah. Then you call it animosity.
Animosity?
That too.
Okay. Yeah.
But how about this? You don't want to go with the broken heater. Then what you do is you You call her up one morning just before work and say, "Oh, I've got to take an Uber in because my car is broken. I can't fix it." And then you just take Uber for a week or so and see what she does.
Yeah, it's kind of what I said, except without the Uber costs.
Yeah.
Well, take the bus. I don't know. Walk. Get a bicycle.
I'll just say I got another obligation in the morning. I have to go see my mother in the morning.
Yeah.
For a while.
I mean, it's pretty simple. If she's being
I don't know.
insensitive and selfish when he's helping her out, then, she has it coming.
Or is she just used to it? If she's good looking. We're reading all this
And he
into it
wouldn't
because
be
we don't know
writing
the
in
detail.
about it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. He's gotten to the point for some reason. He may have liked the situation. That's how he got into the situation.
Yeah.
He may have liked her and thought this might turn into
Might have
something
been,
different.
might have
or
been just a nice guy too.
might have been just a nice guy. Some guys, just like to fix things.
Yeah.
So he thinks he was fixing something,
Yeah.
and it's turned abusive.
Abuse is a strong word, but yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Especially in this context, but he's being used.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like being used anymore.
Okay.
So there's two routes. There's the direct route and risk the animosity.
Oh, the Ron route.
There's the indirect
wrong
route,
route.
which is taking Uber for a while, or
The Ron route.
just lie and you have a different schedule and you can't take it to work
There
anymore.
you go. Anyway. All right. Who's got the next one?
Go ahead, Jan.
Okay. We have a close family that is constantly getting together. Whenever we or any of the family members are invited to someone else's house, they always bring something, liquor, an appetizer, flowers, dessert, hostess gifts, etc. Except for one cousin. He always brings the guests and is the last one to leave, but not once has he ever brought anything. This is beginning to irritate several members of the family. How should we handle this?
It's got a leecher here.
Yeah.
A moocha.
This is easy though. It
is. Ooh,
This
I want to hear yours, Lou.
This is family. You just sit them down and talk to them.
Yeah.
Just tell them.
It's a cousin, though. It's not like it's close.
It's still family.
But there's enough people that are irritated by it. It
Yeah.
seems like, yeah, maybe.
Next get together, assign them.
Yeah.
Can you bring some wine?
Oh,
Can you
that's a
bring
good
some
idea,
cookies
Lou.
or something like
I
that.
like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's family. You don't have to mess around with family. Just
Right.
be
I mean,
direct.
he
with
is-
them.
I don't know. Really,
Yeah. He is being cheap. There's no doubt about it. He's being cheap.
Yeah.
But it could be poor too. We don't know.
Well, they would know that.
You ask him, what do you want to bring?
Yeah.
We're getting together next
My
Thursday.
date.
What are you bringing?
My date.
Well,
Yeah.
then that opens the conversation.
Yeah.
That opens the conversation. Then, if the guy refuses
Oh, yeah,
in being asked, that opens the conversation, and you can say, hey, chip in.
Hmm.
Instead of bringing the date, which is another drain.
Exactly.
you
That's
know,
what it is.
bring something.
He's really being pain in the ass, actually. Pretty cheap.
I know, but it's not social. It's family. You gotta if you can't deal directly with family, you
So
get
you-
all kinds of problems.
Family can be tough, though, Lou. I mean, yeah.
I know, but the card should be on
Family
the
can
table
be-
with a family.
Family can be worse than any other relationship, be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, especially, I don't know the size of families, but certainly, yeah. And the ethnicity of families, too, can be very
The what of families?
ethnicity.
Ethnicity.
Yeah, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That has something to do with it at times, depending on the way they're brought up and stuff.
So how do you deal with it?
I mean, I agree with you. And you have to sit down I like the idea of just asking, what are you going to bring?
Yep.
Yeah. We're all bringing something.
Yeah.
Or when they send out the invitation, you say, we're all bringing something. Send me your list. Send me what you're bringing so I can coordinate it or something like that.
Yeah, if there's
Yeah.
an invitation email or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you
But
bring
I
something.
like your idea, though.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like your idea.
If he's insensitive to that, then you have to go the next
You
step.
take him out in the woodshed.
Yeah. Or Yellowstone.
You get grandpa to talk with
or
him.
on Yellowstone, take them to the train station.
There
Which
you
when
go.
you start watching it, you'll figure that one
Yeah,
out.
take grandpa.
But
grandpa
yes,
with
if you
him.
get to the point where there's a direct conflict, in other words, you tell everybody to bring something, or you ask him specifically what are you going to bring, and he says, I'm not going to bring anything, then all gloves are off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
we'll drop the gloves, right?
Right.
I pretty much agree.
Like
Yeah.
gloves at the
You've
edge.
got to have a frank talk with them.
Well, you can start
Then-
out subtly.
Then you get a restraining order.
You can start out subtly just by saying,
Yeah.
sending the invitation,
No.
and everybody brings something.
Totally agree with you, Lou. I mean, you
Yeah.
had a great suggestion, and I don't always agree with you, but I think that was a good suggestion.
I've geared a lot this show already.
Right.
I've been going out with Mark.
What,
for-
what?
What?
Don't forget Ron.
You want
It's
to go?
not about you.
Okay.
I have a question too once in a
Okay, go
while.
ahead. Yeah.
You guys are like,
I'm sorry, I lost track.
I have to get back on all these old ones that we missed.
All right.
Because you didn't let me talk. All right. I work in a call center with several women. One of the women who I have befriended is a born-again Christian. She constantly leaves Christian literature on my desk for me. I am not really interested in it, but I don't want to hurt her feelings. Any suggestion? So here we something on a little religious end under it. So
Well, I would,
evidently it means a lot to her because she's
Right.
born-again Christian. So
I would very nicely say I am, such and such, and I appreciate your interest in me. But I am Catholic, and that's my faith base, and you have yours, and I appreciate that.
I'm
But
Muslim and I don't like anybody. So go away.
I'm Wiccan.
I'm a devil worshiper.
Yeah.
No.
I'm assuming because the note is there, she's at the point where she doesn't want the stuff left anymore.
Yeah.
Because one approach to this would be just take the stuff and throw it away and just let everybody keep doing their routine. And
To me, that's the path of least resistance, and I would do it. To be honest with you, I mean, it doesn't hurt anything. So she leaves you crap on the
I would
desk.
do it too because eventually hopefully she'd get the message.
The other, well, if you're going to do it that way, then if you wanted to talk to her about it, what you could say is, "Oh, thank you so much for this, but I'm pretty much good with my religion. However, if you can give this to someone else, I'm sure they would appreciate it more than me." Whatever.
Essentially you're wasting your effort.
Yeah.
Discussion. Yeah.
But do it nicely.
But in the workplace, you shouldn't be doing that anyway.
That's a good point.
You
Yeah, that's not really workplace appropriate.
Yeah, whatever. Like
But they're friends.
non-work stuff never happens.
They're friends, and it's not the worst thing a coworker can do to you.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
And
I understand that.
I don't
So-
think it's such a big deal, to be honest with you.
So you passively either just toss it,
or
you have the conversation.
Yeah,
It's like,
and
look,
nicely.
yeah, this is not a path I'm going to travel.
You know what's funny is we get the Jehovah Witnesses come to the house and they always give you a watchtower and some other stuff. I always take that and I say thank you and I take it in and
Right.
and it's part of what they're doing. In other words, they're not doing this in malice. They're doing this of love,
Right.
basically. All of them, the Jehovah, despite what you think, the Jehovah's are the
Yeah.
born again Christians or anybody else, any other religion. So they're really doing it out of love. They're not doing it out of hate. So I don't think it's such a horrible thing. And be honest with you, the Watchtower and other stuff, I've read it. I mean, I just want to know what other religions are too, because it's not going to affect my religion because I'm very religious, faith-based. But it's good to know what other religions believe in and stuff. And so
Right.
we understand them, and it's all about understanding. So even if you took the literature and so you looked at it once in a while, it's not like you're going to go to hell. Trust me.
I'm with
there's a
you.
lot more reasons. Go
I'm
ahead.
with you in everything you said.
But
You're on my doorstep. You don't come to my house.
that's the thing. They have to.
I understand, but that's my thing.
Yeah.
You don't.
Mhm.
You don't come to my doorstep.
So you put a sign out there saying no trespassers.
Okay, yeah, fair. Or no Jehovah
Because
Witnesses.
there's no, yeah, you can do that.
Because
Because
their intent is good.
Hmm.
just put the devil's horns out over your door.
Their intent is good. You could read and educate yourself, but you can Google that yourself. You don't need someone coming to your door to do it.
But once again, that's what they do.
I understand.
They're evangelists. They're supposed to be, and as much as everybody is, they're supposed to
I
promote their faith if they really believe in it.
But
So,
the one place where what I do becomes a priority is in my home.
but the only problem they're not in your home. They're on the outside, which is perfectly legal in most states. That people
Yeah, I
can go up to your door.
yes, it's legal. But as Lou was saying, he feels
Then I believe with him. If he wants to really bugs them that much, put a sign out. No Jehovah Witnesses. Jehovah Witnesses all go to hell.
No, you don't. Again, you don't have to be belligerent about
right,
it.
you feel imposed upon that
Yeah.
they go to your door.
Just say
Yep.
no solicitors, no trespassers, whatever.
Yeah, don't.
I don't know. I don't think it's such a big deal, lady. She's just take the stuff, shove it in your drawer, and let it go. What the hell difference does it make? You can't pick up a few pieces of literature and shove it somewhere.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I mean, like I said, it's done out of love. It's not done out of hate. It's not like she hates you. So,
And they seem to be friends, so they ought to be able to have the conversation. It's like,
Yeah.
but you can do that too. You can say, she can talk about her religion and then she might get the message from that if they get together once in a while. So, I mean, but the only problem is you don't want to open up that can of worms because you end up with a theoretical argument.
My turn.
Your turn.
Why? Am I done?
Yes.
I don't know. Are you? That's why that was the essence of the question.
Yeah, I guess I'm done. Stick a fork in me.
One day, while my sister and her family were visiting us, I heard a noise coming from my bedroom. When I investigated the noise, I found my sister's 10-year-old going through the intimates drawer of my dresser. I chased him out, but did not tell my sister. I told my husband, and he said I should have. Do you agree with him?
Who are you asking?
Let's start with you.
Why? What did I do? That's a tough one, huh?
Is this a question?
It is, right?
There's a dispute here? Of course you tell your sister.
Well, she didn't. She evidently didn't. She feels that.
The husband says she should tell her sister.
Yeah, but she says no. She didn't tell her sister. I don't know. There's a laissez-faire philosophy I have in a lot of things, and I don't understand. I mean, if you talk to the kid and say, "Okay, I want you in my bedroom. I don't want you certainly in my intimate drawers, but I don't want you in my bedroom, or I don't want you in the upstairs or wherever he was." I says, we don't want you in this house. If this happens again, I will tell your parents. It's as simple as that. You've got to. I don't know why we have this mentality where we have to run to someone else to solve problems when we can solve a lot of problems on our own.
I think you can do both.
Well, I really don't. I mean, kids are curious at that age, especially boys. The puberty's starting to. How old is he?
Is it 10 years old,
10.
I think?
I don't know when puberty is, but it's starting to click in. And plus, they're exposed to so much crap on TV and the internet now and everything else. So, he might be curious. I don't know. But to me, whatever. I'd let it ride. You know what? I would talk to him directly and tell him you don't want him in your room or whatever else.
Or you will tell his mother.
Or you will tell his mother. It's as simple as that. I mean, to me, we should address the problem where the problem is, not bring it to someone else and dump it on their laps. I mean, unfortunately, that's the society is we don't want to deal with things, so we just dump it on someone else's lap.
Well, I'm trying to assume that if the husband wants her to tell her sister, it's because
it's her sister, not his. So tell him to F off.
Well, let me finish. I have a feeling that he feels invaded, and I'm kind of creeped out by this little kid going through an underwear drawer.
He's a guy, so he feels that way. He probably is like, oh, this kid's perverted or whatever. But yeah, it's curiosity.
Yes, but he certainly did go beyond to sneak into her bedroom and go through her drawers like that. That's just how I feel about it.
All right, that's fine. Everybody has their own. Lou, how you sit in this mess?
I feel she should tell her sister, and everyone's going to have a different reaction to this, a different alarm level based on this, and that's understandable. But with your child, if my child did something, I wouldn't want action to be taken without me knowing. In other words, listen, it's your bedroom. You deal with it the way you want to. I understand your reaction, but not telling me is like almost worse.
Right.
Right. And let them deal with it. Plus, this whole thing about warning kids, I'm not big into warning kids. What you have to teach kids, the very first lesson of parenting, the most important lesson of parenting is that actions come with consequences. And so you don't warn them the next time there's going to be a consequence. You give them the consequence.
I don't agree with you there.
No?
No. As part of our job as parents is to be teachers, and we're not just disciplinarians. We have to explain that.
No. See, that's exactly it. The actions as consequence lesson is not punishment. In fact, you have to be clear with the child that you're not punishing them. What they're doing is they're receiving a consequence from their action.
Not punishing them.
No.
Just at least letting them know that what they did is not acceptable in your viewpoints and how you want to raise your child.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I have on that one.
I mean, and again, the parent has a right to know what's going on.
Yes, I believe so too.
I don't I think they should solve the problem themselves to start with. At least stress it with them and let it go.
Oh, by the way, I'm saying do both. So solve the problem yourself in the situation, but also tell the parent.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Who's next? Jen?
Okay. I have a problem that is driving me crazy, and I hope you can solve it. My mother often babysits for us. She loves seeing the kids, and we get a break from them. The only problem is that when she does babysit, she often cleans the house and even rearranges the cabinets
So
and
what's
drawers.
the problem here?
This really irritates me. Help.
Oh, no.
What's the problem here?
She's invading your privacy.
Hey, clean my house. I don't care.
Yeah.
Cleaning your house is fine. Rearranging the cabinets is a whole nother deal.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, I agree with Lou on this one.
It's your home.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? What's that thing? You're going to dance to the music. You got to pay the piper. Well, hey, you're going to ask her to babysit. And this is what comes with it. So you either give up the babysitting job with her or you deal with it. You let it go.
Makes me wonder how much time she has babysitting the kids if she can clean and rearrange cabinets.
You know, if it's like any of the old-fashioned moms, they could do all that stuff.
You strike me as I could be wrong.
Uh-oh.
And we're very similar, which is why I'm surprised. Aren't you a creature of habit? Don't you like things to be where you think they're supposed to be?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if someone came into your house and just rearranged everything, that wouldn't bother you?
Of course it would bother me, but you got to look at why it's being rearranged. It's, you know, okay, I'm having to rearrange. My house is being cleaned, which is terrible, actually. Oh, that's awful. But anyways, my house is being cleaned, but I'm getting a babysitter. So you know what? I get to go out with the wife. I get to hang out. We have a good time. I don't have to deal with the kids right now. I'm okay with that.
You can babysit without the cleaning and the rearranging. You can clean without the rearranging. This
exactly.
is
Wait a minute.
This is marking your territory.
Holy moly.
That's what this is.
Wait a minute.
Her mother is going around and peeing in every corner of that house.
Glad you said that.
That's about the size of it.
Not quite the way I would have put it.
Yeah, but that's what's going on.
No, but you are who you are, and that's a mother is a mother. Like, you know, the you know, how many times we hear complaints about, oh, the grandparents spoil the children. But that's because who they are and what they are. If you don't want it, then you don't allow that access to it. Unfortunately, they allow that access. There's a tit for tat. There's a balance for this thing. So, you know what? I mean, I would talk to her about it, Mom. I wish you wouldn't. I would certainly talk to her about it, but if she's not going to do it, then you've got to decide, okay, are you going to cause problems with your mother? Or are you going to?
You asking me specifically? It says yes. But I'm sure that's not true for everybody.
Whoa, see, that I wouldn't go that route.
Yeah.
That route, Lou.
Have her babysit the kids at her house.
Well, they probably don't want to bother dropping them off. This is much easier to have her come over here and take care of them.
Yeah.
You know, they're getting monetary value for this. So, you know.
I guess it's all right. You have to balance the equation, I guess, but that's over the line. You don't rearrange somebody else's.
You know,
cabinets.
that would irritate me, and I agree 100% with
Yeah.
you on that. But once again, you have to understand the situation.
That's calling you an idiot, and it's calling you a dirty idiot, is what it is.
You're not capable of
Your
keeping a
house
clean
isn't
house.
clean.
No,
Yeah, your house isn't clean, and you don't know where to put things.
No. If she's any like the old-fashioned grandmothers, whatever she is, then she thinks she's helping, and I don't. And you know that from yourself, and you're partially Italian. You know how many times. How many? I
don't know what that has to do with anything, but
how many times that your parents or your mother tells you, eat, you look terrible, you eat, you know, just a simple thing like that. I mean, she's telling you to eat. I was like, you know, yeah, that's in the front to your whatever, your appetite for all I know.
And I guess this goes back to my thing. It's like, this is my house. This is my house. You want to tell me
Once
how to
again,
eat?
you've got
how stupid I am in your house. That's one thing. In my house.
Yeah, your home is your
my
castle.
house, my rules. I know.
In my house, that's where the tomato paste goes. If you want to go all Italian, then.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Or go over to their house and start rearranging her cabinets.
It depends why you over there just to rearrange the cabinets. Then you're overstepping your bounds. However, if you're getting something in return, then go knock yourself out.
Okay, let me give you my experience.
Yep.
My mother-in-law was a sweet person, and we
Hey,
had
wait a minute. That's my mother.
Here we
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
we had a very good relationship. Um, she liked to know everything that was going on, and when I was with her, I would tell her a lot of things. However, one time I stopped by, I had bought this little macrame purse that a friend made for me, and I just, stopped by to visit, and I showed it to her, and she asked me how much it cost. Now, that's something my mother never would have
Right.
done. And I was old enough at the point where I said, "Oh, it wasn't much." She must have asked me 3 times how much it cost. And I remember just brushing her off and said, "Oh, not much."
Yeah.
You know? And that's her thing. She wanted to know things, and that's fine. So to this day, if Ronnie gets annoyed with me if I ask too many questions, or he thinks I'm asking too many questions,
I would never think that.
it's because
Yeah, I want to know about these situations.
because of his mother. And my
Yeah.
mother always had this wonderful comment. She says, "I'm paying for my mother-in-law's sins." And when she said that, I understood what she meant. My father's mother was a troubled woman, and she wasn't affectionate and
Yeah.
everything. So when I looked at it that way, a lot of things come from their heritage and their upbringing, and the fact that she liked to know things.
I know, but you don't have to accept her baggage.
Right.
You don't have to carry her baggage.
But
Oh,
I liked the fact that I did it nicely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I understand.
baggage. That's
Yeah.
strong, Lou.
That's what it is. It's baggage.
No, it isn't. It's the traits. It's our personality, who we are,
Yeah, baggage. It's a
Right.
tomato.
whatever. Where's Dr. Kim when we need him?
And by the way, this poor guy. This is the woman and her mother rearranging the cabinets and stuff. If I'm the guy and my mother-in-law is coming in my house and rearranging my cabinets,
Yeah, you'd go ballistic.
Well, I mean, he's married, so
I just want to cut my
wait a minute.
sandwich and I look in the drawer and the knife's not there. It's on the other side of the kitchen.
He's
No.
married, so I assume his wife sets things up and he doesn't do it. So I don't.
Is that the case in your house?
Yeah, pretty much. Jan sets things up,
Sets things up.
except on my side of the counter.
We're very territorial.
Your side of the counter. There
Yeah,
you go. That's
yeah.
exactly right. Yeah.
We are territorial. Very much so.
But no, I mean, I not allow. That sounds terrible.
Yes.
Is that
Oh, I'm so territorial. I'm almost ashamed how territorial I am.
wow? So you're the guy that pisses in every corner of the house.
Well, my house, first of all.
Okay, you say so.
But no, like I have a shelf in the cabinet with my stuff, and it's like I don't want to.
Yeah.
Don't put your stuff in here.
Right.
You got that. You got that. You got that. Don't put the stuff in there.
In all fairness, Jen and I do have battles at time where we rearrange things, like I just did this morning. I don't know if you noticed that.
But
I moved the sponges to the other side of the sink because you got that big ass soap dispenser.
I
thingy.
did see that. Yes.
Yeah.
Any transgressions, and this is back to my issues. I understand that. Any transgressions in somebody's house are major transgressions. Your house is your castle,
Yes.
right? You have your way in your house. You're out in the world. You got to deal with a lot of crap,
Your
and you got to negotiate with a lot of people.
Your mom
Your
and
house is
your
your
dad are
house.
still your mom and your dad.
I guess.
Well, I was lucky. My mother was a lovely, wonderful person. And,
Mm.
she was very kind. She had a great sense of humor, too. If my father went out to play cards, my sister and brother and I
All
were
right,
happy
it's
because,
nothing to do with the question. Let's get back to
We
the
could have
questions.
fun.
We've got a ton of them. We're running out of time here. So somebody give me one.
Okay.
Lou was going to do it.
Yeah, go ahead, Lou.
I'm getting married shortly, and as part of my bachelorette party, we went to see a medium.
Ooh, that's right up our alley.
Yeah, she didn't know I was the bride to be. She was very good, but she was shocked when she told. She was very good, but was shocked when she told me I shouldn't get married in the near future or it wouldn't last. See, that's just bad mediumship right there. It's bad staff work. She told me things that nobody but me knew, so I'm kind of scared of her prediction. Do you think I should just dismiss it? Oh, I love this question.
You do.
I'm going to love you answering this question.
You got it. You love it. You can take it. I want to hear yours first.
Well, any medium will tell you, and we've worked with a lot of mediums.
Yeah.
Any medium will tell you that they're not seeing the future, that there
a
isn't
possible future.
Huh?
They're
seeing a possible future. There is no destiny. It's what the path you are on right now.
Mhm.
So basically, you evaluate based on what you know.
Right.
And if you trust what you know and you're happy with the marriage and you want to get married to the guy, go ahead.
Janet?
I kind of agree with what Lou says.
The guy there.
What Lou says is if you love this man and you went to a bachelorette party to have fun, blah, 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 be careful of the questions you ask because you might not like the answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think she, well, we don't know, but she might have just volunteered. A lot of mediums don't ask questions, depending if they're a good medium or not. If they're a good medium, they don't really ask questions.
Yes, but
they tell you things.
She put herself in that.
It was part of the Bachelorette thing.
Yeah, I know.
I get it. It's, whatever. But anyway, I just, as far as my thoughts on it is like, if you would let your life run by mediums, then you're in deep shit to start with. So, you know what, mediums are fun to go to sea with. And like Lou says, what they tell you is not necessarily etched in stone. It's,
right.
It's possible. So,
and they will tell you that.
Yeah. Well, some of them, so
okay.
Depends on how good.
Yeah.
But, so if you let your life, if you're going to be that person that lets your life be determined by mediums, then you've got problems to start with, as far as I'm concerned. And that's my opinion.
Oh, this is funny. Can I read this one?
Yep.
Ooh, she's jumping on the next one. She likes this one.
I've been listening to the show since its beginning and thoroughly enjoy your thoughts and comments. I noticed that Jan and Ron often disagree. I'm curious,
Really?
Does this cause problems at home? Oh, it causes problems everywhere. No, no, I'm opinionated. Ronnie and I will talk about things, and he has opinions. I have mine. And, if he really annoys me, I just say he's Polish, and like pretend that covers everything.
How you say that so sweet? Like,
Well, this is a healthy space for you guys, isn't it? Because you're talking about other people, and it's a place to air opinions.
that's funny, Lou. You said that because the first show we did, I remember taking Jan and taking her aside. I says, we're going to get questions, and some of them might hit home, but don't let that
Upset me?
Yes, don't let that upset you. Don't think that I'm saying or whatever. These are just people's questions. So you just answer them in your own opinion. And we're going to disagree.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to disagree because we are different people. And so no, we haven't had any problems with that. Have you, Jen? No? Okay.
No. We agree on the most serious things, religion,
Well,
the family unit
not
and stuff
really.
like that.
Yeah.
I would never cheat on Ronnie, and he
You
would
miss-
never cheat on me. He can be a
Yep.
royal pain in the backside, but I love him.
Plus, these aren't situations where you have to agree. When you're
Right.
in a relationship working on your issues, you have to come to not necessarily an agreement, but you have to come to some sort of decision on how you're going to operate.
Right. You have
And that's going to mean compromise on both sides.
exactly.
Well, it
But
should.
Should.
Yeah. Unless it's
It
a
doesn't
value
al-
thing.
Doesn't always, but
Right.
Yeah.
and sometimes the compromise is you go 1% or you go 99%.
Okay. Lou, get another one.
Let's see. I work in a large company. I'm having a problem with a particular. If I'm having a problem with a particular assignment or make a mistake, one of my co-workers goes directly to the boss before I have a chance to discuss the problem with him,
Ooh,
which of course makes me look inept. How can I resolve this issue?
smacker.
That is a sneaky, unprofessional thing
That's
to
a
do.
creepy little thing to do.
And that person is just nasty as far as I'm concerned.
She's trying to make herself look good.
at-
Well, she's basically a bully. Right.
Yeah.
Very good. And she's trying to make herself look good at somebody else's
Yeah,
expense.
that's what a bully does.
I ran into the same situation one time.
Did you really?
Yeah, with
Oh, don't go into it, but
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So how'd you handle it?
well, my boss finally emailed me saying she makes mistakes and she doesn't know that I know, but I
So
do.
she stood up for you.
He stood up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lou?
It's not a good situation. It's not, but the person could be being malicious about this, but she also might be just fed up when just don't want to deal with other coworkers and just I need to get this fixed. So I'm not gonna do the diplomat thing. I'm just gonna go get it fixed. So she just may be taking the path of least resistance, but I mean it's callous. It's just
That's brutal.
And by the way, it's a
Said I'd
self-fulfilling prophecy because she's avoiding the conflict
Yeah.
that she doesn't think is going to be productive, but she's creating conflict in doing it.
Well, it doesn't.
is not gonna
It
be
doesn't
productive.
say whether these mistakes or anything affects her work. In other words, she's just
Yes.
snitching on him, basically.
Oh, she's just snitching. Then
That's how I took it.
that's just being malicious. Yeah.
Then to me, it's once again, I don't think it's your problem, honey. You go to your boss, and it's his problem. He has to solve that, and you tell your complaint to him. Tell him that you wanted to discuss these things, but you never have a chance because you wanted to take a little bit of time because you want him to get all the proper material he needs to be properly digested. So
a casual conversation would be, look, I'm sorry I have to hear this from her all the time. I'd welcome the opportunity to work on some of these problems before they get to your desk, but I don't get that. I don't get that opportunity.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good idea. But yeah, it's up to the boss to talk to the other woman, be honestly. And
Right.
say,
He handles the situation.
Yeah, he should. It's
and he should know if that complaining woman is being malicious and a troublemaker or if it's valid. He would have that.
It's a boss thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And the boss doesn't want to hear every grassroots level problem.
Exactly.
Go fix it.
Exactly.
Don't tell me about it. Go fix it.
Yeah.
That's what he gets paid for. He gets paid to deal with that stuff. So.
Every roots level problem?
No, he gets paid to deal with personalities and everything else. It's his job. He's the overhead.
Which is probably the hardest part of any job.
All right. Who's got one for me?
Lou?
I just did the last one, but I can do this.
Okay.
My husband and I work in a hospital, and with all that's going on today, we put in long hours. When we come home, we're so tired that we often eat takeout or fail to eat a proper meal. In addition, we're so tired, we often have little time for each other, and our marriage is suffering. Before COVID hit, we had a great life together and really enjoyed each other. Now it seems we're drifting apart. Can you help us, please?
Oh,
that is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And it's very valid with the times.
And I think it's really a COVID thing. It's the problems that, I'd be nice to say, just hang in there. Things will get better. But sometimes if you get in a rut, then what's going to happen? If things get better, you're going to stay in that rut. So, yeah, I would address it. I mean, it's something you really have to work out with him. Whereas even though you're tired of things, spend time in bed together. Whatever it is, if you have to get they have some meals now that you can get to the decent meals. You put them in your freezer, you take them out, and they're pretty easy to do as far as food section on it. Or you can make a whole pile of stuff. Pretend you're Italian and make a ton of stuff and just freeze a bunch of it so you have it for a while.
I think there's so much going on in the fact that they're working on the front line of this pandemic. They could certainly use a nice vacation, away from all the stress with each other. Whether that can happen is probably nil because they're needed at their positions.
Yeah.
So my heart goes out to both of them. I know they're in a very rough spot right now. And
whatever you do, don't talk about your work day at home because you're both going through it. And you know what? It's supposed to be a refuge. So just let it go. We watch, what was that? Endeavor. It's a British series. And one of the things he had, the detective, is that everybody leaves their problems in the hall. In other words, you go to the dinner table, you go inside the house, that's it. And we don't want to hear about your problems for the day. It's out there. This is thing. And I think that's primarily the number one thing. Don't talk about the day at all. Let each other know how much you love each other. And, spend time together, even if it's just laying in bed or, cuddling on the couch or whatever. And as far as the meals, I make, if you can, I don't know what your schedules are, but if you can, make a big batch of something, you can freeze some of it and, even do that together if you can, cook a meal together or something and just make a bunch of it and you'll have it. And you'll both feel that it belongs to you because you both made it and you'll feel it. I think they could go together. I'm going to cry. Go ahead. I'm really getting into this.
I think people lose sight of how much control they have over the situation. And I think these people have lost their sense of control and they're being strained. There's no doubt about it. I'm not denying that. But by the same token, carve some time out for yourself. If you have to take just 2-3 hours extra off a week, if you can pull that. And by the way, I don't think their job is going to be threatened. Health workers are in high demand right now.
Unless they don't get their vaccine, of course, and then they'll be out in their ass.
Right. Work on ways to schedule your time so that you have open times together and things like that. And take a little bit of, try to see how much control you can take back of your life. Have the discussions with your husband too, because I'm sure he's feeling the same way. when you're commiserating and when you're both on the same page with this, it makes it easier to take advantage of your times together.
Yeah, but you gotta let each other know that you still love each other and you still want to be with each other. That's important. No
and
matter
listen, if your priority is your career and your health care, that's fine. But you put your mask on first. You know, that's what they tell you on the plane.
Yeah.
Put your mask on first and then take care of other people, because you're no good in this situation and it's just going to get worse. So to keep yourself healthy, keep yourself productive on that side, to do a little self-care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right.
Yeah.
Who gave us that one?
I did.
All right,
Okay.
Jan.
Hi. I would like to know your thoughts on something that really bothers me. I was raised in a blue-collar family and worked hard for everything I have. Under the COVID relief package, my husband and I received a couple of $100s a month for our 2 children, which has been very helpful since he was laid off and just recently returned to the workforce. Here is my complaint. I have a cousin who is a lawyer and her husband is an executive who received the same amount even though they don't need it. In fact, they laugh and brag that the government is paying for their upcoming vacation. I think this is wrong. Do you agree, or am I being petty?
Another COVID question. Wow.
Yeah.
I've got mixed feelings on this. I really believe in equality. So if you're offering a program to one person, then it should be available to everyone as long as they qualify. So if they qualify, they're doing nothing wrong. What are they going to do? Just return the money?
Yeah, that'd be asking a lot. However, they should not brag. They should just be quiet.
Yes, people are people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same with the free lunch. And we've done this in Massachusetts, and I've been an advocate for many years, is to have free lunch or free breakfast for everyone. So, it gets rid of 2 things. It first of all provides free meals for everyone, but it also gets rid of the stigma attached to it. And everybody is, gets it. So therefore, you're not any different than anybody else. So I don't know. What do you think, Lo? This is kind of a political question, I guess.
You're not being petty, but I'm wondering why you're spending mental energy on it. Yeah, it is what it is, and there are more effective ways to do it here. Plus, by the way, these people who have means have contributed to the system that's paying out this money as much as anybody else, more probably in many cases. It's just, this is the way it is. Conserve your mental energy. You've got other places to put it. Why are you churning on this? Right? I mean, it's the way it is.
Well,
if you want to talk to a politician and do something, activism about it, but sitting here churning on it is not doing anybody any good.
But unfortunately, that's the way people are. They compare their lives to other people's lives. Yeah, and that's not the way you should. You concentrate, like Lou says, concentrate your energy on your own life, never mind someone else's. If they're not doing anything wrong, and we assume they're not, then they're entitled to it just as much as you are, despite not needing it. That's the way the program is written, and so much as it may bother you, it shouldn't. Concentrate on your own life, get your own life back together, and forget about them, because there's going to always be people better off than you,
right?
But there's always going to be people worse off than you too.
And there's certain underlying feelings here that bother me. And I'm not a rich man by any stretch of the imagination.
Ooh, we ran out of time, huh?
But this whole thing about I worked for everything I have and people with means didn't.
Yeah,
I don't think that's true. That's not necessarily true. It's not necessarily true for the blue collar worker. It's not necessarily true for people who have means.
There are people who have not worked for anything.
Yeah, on both ends of that spectrum. By the way.
Yeah. So. Anyway, we do. This is pretty much it, right? I would think.
Yeah. It's up to you. I mean,
no, it's an hour show, so we have to go on our show.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. But Anyway, so those are our questions. We've got a few more that we never got to, right? Quite a few, right?
Oh yeah, there's quite a few.
Okay. So good.
We're gonna have to do this more than once a month.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not unless the government's going to pay for it.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's been great. We do appreciate your questions. Please send them in send them to me in eghostproject@comcast.net. The letter N, the letter E, ghostproject@comcast.net. Or message us on our page, which is the Affection Connection. You can actually join it, and leave messages there. And if you can call in. So there's the real music to the show. So we got to wrap it up. Lou, Jana, thanks a lot for joining me today. It's been great. Good good discussion. I kind of like some of the stuff I heard.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed by some of it. I'm not going to invite Lou to my house. He's going to piss in my corner.
Oh, wow.
Rearrange your cabinets.
If you clean, everything's fine.
Okay. Just don't rearrange anything.
Or pee.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Be safe and love. That's the key word. Love each other. Love your ones.
Be nice to one another. You know, it's so much easier.
Yep.